What's going on, Melanie? How you doing?
I am good. What is this? The late show? Are we killing Corbin?
No,
I
this is
love
this
Corbin.
is
Don't.
not this is not a, it's not a late night podcast or anything. No, we're just for everybody out
Funny.
there watching, we were just kind of talking and chopping it up and all that, and we are just like, hell, why don't we just go live? It's not a show; it's just us talking or whatever. So,
Is that
I see
really
you got
important?
your
Are we bringing the real value when we do that, or are we just like wanting to just? You know what?
yeah,
I don't want to
we're
reproduce this. I'm just going to do it now.
yeah. I mean, we just decided to go live, herf it up, and have a conversation. You got the soccer squatch hat on. It's not even really
I
cold in
know.
Florida.
I'm. It is cold enough for me to wear a beanie. Wait. Oh, stinking thing. Okay.
But yeah, so what are you smoking tonight? Let's start off with that.
All right. Wait, I can't until I get this thing right. Okay, here
Oh
it is.
God. Okay.
Sabra Misa. What else would I
Nice.
cook in this setting of fabulousness? I do love this hat.
Definitely.
Sokka killed it with the hat. Like seriously, Sokka. You're
It
really
suits
are
you.
becoming. I'm a big fan of his now. He's totally impeccable. I mean, he greatest epic professor show this past Sunday. Shameless plug. tinyurl.com/the professor show.
Yeah,
He
I was
totally
I was
hits when I
watching
run.
that. Although I was laying down and I ended up falling asleep, not because of soccer or the show or anything. I didn't get much sleep and I needed to take a nap
TMI.
before the Super
We
Bowl.
could have just done what the show is awesome.
It really was. I went back and rewatched it, and it was awesome. I caught like the first half, and then I had to take a little bit of a nap, but it wasn't because of the show. I didn't fall asleep because of the show. None of that. I just had to get a little bit of a nap before the Super Bowl. So how was it? Just from your end on things, interviewing Steve Saka. You've already
Well,
interviewed him
I
for your
know
show, but this
that
is
was
the group
that
effort
was
there.
that was the smartest thing I could have done was to meet him before this because literally like he was I feel like such a nerd actually with that on.
You are a
But
nerd. Don't
oh
worry about
yes.
it.
Oh, thank you. That's actually true. Yeah, you're fact check that. Okay. I think that he was fabulous, and I'm actually glad that I had him on my show because I kind of got to like get to know him a little more. I mean, obviously, I just got here, so I don't know everybody so well, but I'm loving that I'm getting to know a lot of people, and they're actually like interested in getting to know me too. It's pretty cool. How about that? But it's so I really am really glad that I did that. Actually, I didn't do that. Somebody else did that for me. They were the one that called Steve Saka, and then Steve Saka was like, "Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm supposed to contact you now." And I was like, "Is that how that works? Is that how that works?" I'm like, "Yes, I yes, let's do this." But he's so fantastic. Him and Michael Herklock, oh my God, have both blown me out of the water, and I cannot wait to meet them both at the Great Smoke.
Definitely, I'm excited too. As you already know, I'm gonna be down at Boynton Beach that day for the Red Meat Lovers Club watch party, and I'm definitely excited about kicking back. And Steve Saka is actually gonna be there for dinner, so I'm going to
I
eat
heard he
a
was like the
shit.
main event. Isn't he
Yeah,
like the main
yeah, he's
event?
for that. Yeah, he's gonna be over at the broadcast where they're broadcasting from, where you will be the whole time, and then I'll get to
Me?
see you. I'll get to see you later on. You got you def. Oh, I'm sorry.
Man down. Man down.
Okay, my camera. I don't know what the hell is up with that, but anyway, so
Welcome to the game, Mike.
I would get to see everybody. I would get to see everybody when you guys return from the broadcast, and it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, Steve Saka will be there around dinner time because he's like the special guest. So I'm gonna get the meat sweats while eating red meat with Steve Saka.
I mean, that's crazy, right? It's like we're gonna be eating a whole lot of meat. I think there was one vegetable in there, but with legends, like OMG. And this is only 60 people. But what's even cooler is that there this is all broadcasted equally and freely across the nation. So anybody and everybody can join in and watch us. I don't
Yeah.
know what we're doing.
Now the Red Meat Lovers Club is their event is separate from where you're going to be at because you're one of the hosts. So, but they are catering that, and they always have awesome food. Anytime, like whenever they do the in person event, I went for the last couple of years, so they're gonna have some awesome food there. But the Red Meat Lovers Club is their own is the watch party at the Boynton Beach Smoke In for everybody that's not that doesn't have a VIP ticket. So
Aw.
but the cool thing is
So
that's
you're
also
saying
going
that
to be
VIP
that
does that VIP doesn't get to eat great meat? Is that what we're
they'll get to eat awesome food. There's still going to be awesome food. It's just not going to be like how the
how
Red Meat Lovers Club is. The Red Meat Lovers Club is a special thing. That's their event for the watch party. But there's going to be they always have awesome food every year for the Great
so
Smoke. So
so I'm guessing that you know Evan.
yeah, I know Evan.
You know Evan? So
Yeah,
Evan actually I gotta take
when you
these
guys
off.
came on my show, he was on later on. I don't know if you was still watching it after you left, but after I had you and Smokini and Michael
Oh
Herklots
yeah,
on
you told
there,
me that you were gonna have him, and then I
yeah,
like did it,
all
and then I did.
surprises for Abe.
I did leave. I did leave. You're right. I did. I didn't stay long enough.
Yeah,
But
no, well, you guys were just a segment, so it's not like I kicked you off, but I didn't want to. I had to bring everybody on for their particular segments.
that's true. I understand completely. But how about Evan begged me? I mean, on his knees, and he was just like, "Please, please, please, can I be on your show tomorrow?" And I said, "Yes." I'm such a good soul. I'm kidding. He he just asked me once, and I said yes.
Yeah, so you're gonna be on his show tomorrow or a live, do like
No,
a live.
no, he is going to be on my show, the uh, what am I calling it? My little morning show on Instagram live. I know this hat has
Nice.
totally gotten me all messed up because I'm like, I really
So
like it.
so tell me about your Instagram live. You've interviewed quite a few people for weeks now. How's
Yeah.
that going? Is that every day, or are you just doing it a couple times a week?
No, I am committed every weekday. I may not make it on time, but it's all about the commitment of doing it every day right now for me. I work in steps, phases, and I also like to entertain on, I mean, in my, okay, here's my goal was, my first thought actually was to just smoke a different cigar every day online. Well, then
Mhm.
Instagram decided to pay me and give me the, ability to be able to have my followers buy badges. So there was another incentive. And then finally, I was just like, they might want to smoke the same cigars that I smoke. Another incentive. So literally, this is how that portrayed. I never once thought I need to fill all of your heads with everything that you don't know. No, I was just like, I need to smoke a cigar every single day on the online.
Yeah. So basically, the whole premise of your show is not to be like it's not for the cigar nerds. You're having people from the cigar industry. It's just casual
Hang out with the
conversation.
cigar nerds. And I do tell stories. Don't get me wrong. I know
Yeah, but it's more entertainment factor than the knowledge
exactly.
factor. Even though I know for a fact you
Yeah.
got a lot of knowledge in there too. But
Well, yeah, I do too. I know I got it in there, but who wants to talk about chemistry and plants all day long? We love them. We want to enjoy them. We want to live in luxury with them and coexist. But I don't want to talk about that all day long. I just don't.
yeah, now what was it like a week or so ago or 2 weeks ago now? I was watching that particular show, but you had Steve Saka on, and
He was
you
awesome.
kind of you confused his Saka
Oh, that one.
Squatch character,
I
emblem
know.
or whatever you want to call it, and
The
you called it the
monster.
monster or whatever, and then of course he was gracious about it. But you've kind of caused like waves like in the cigar community, like because of that misunderstanding, which is honest. You weren't you weren't aware of that or whatever, which is
The
cool.
moon causes waves by just being there.
So, but anyway, so like, what kind of response, like, did you personally see from that, like, after the fact, like,
Nothing. I
nothing?
laughed at myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I totally messed it up. But to tell you the truth, I was thinking correctly. I knew exactly what I was picturing. I just,
Yeah.
that's a monster. It is a giant monster, a Sasquatch, a monster. I don't know. I was still thinking the same thing. I was picturing because it's because Pete Johnson doesn't have a monster, so like
Well, he has the
it's
monster
a
series, and
name.
I mean, it was
It's
just
a
the honest confusion,
right,
which,
but that's a name. That's a name for a cigar. That's not what I like. What I was saying. I don't really care.
yeah,
The
and
point is that it's
and
funny.
yeah, it was funny, and there was nobody that was like malicious about that or whatever. Like, it was
How
just one of
could you
those
be?
things.
I hope nobody's malicious about that. Get a life if you guys are. Seriously. You need some, like, I don't know, eat a Tootsie Roll or something.
But yeah, so I mean, but I've definitely tuned into quite a few of your shows. Like, half the time, I'm not awake super early, which, you know I will be, because I'm gonna come on with you tomorrow. I'll
Oh,
be up.
there's
I'll
the
be up in
plug. That's
advance. I
it.
will be up in advance. I'll be coming on with you
Okay,
tomorrow. So,
10,
if you
we're
don't
going to do,
follow Melanie Cisco, little Cisco Kid 21, that's your Instagram name.
got to get it right now. You got to put this in the comments. Okay, LIL. Cisco is SISCO KIDD because that's how the kid was spelled back then. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but
little Cisco Kid, and that's her Instagram.
and
And so make sure you
21.
follow her. 21. Yeah,
Also,
make sure.
it is on my Facebook. So if you hit my thing right now and you go to my Facebook page, you'll see it on
Or if
profile.
if you don't want to go through all that, you could just search for Melanie Cisco on Instagram, and it will
Or
come up
Google
as
me.
well.
I said I
And
tend to get
my
around.
inst and I'm pretty sure I'll be, I guess, she'll tag me in it when she goes live, and then I'll be on there. So my Instagram is shirtless Mike 2020, and yes, Instagram, man, it's getting people out there. So, you know, did you ever think that just getting out there on Instagram when you were working for the Vicente of London and down in Naples, like, and you started on the Instagram journey. Did you ever think it would blow up just like the way it has?
Yeah, but that's because I've done social media before. Social media is a skill or, just knowledge of knowing, but also networking is a knowledge. A I'm a networker. If anything, that's I got the love for the people. I do love the cigars. I love the way that it breaks, it just allows people to join together. But really, I'm in love with people. I love that. So I think that yeah, I what I didn't imagine, what I would have never ever thought in my entire life was that I would be on a show with a legend. And of course, I had to really put that into perspective after I was already on the show to really understand, like, really appreciate maybe. And I mean, I already appreciated it, but I'm talking just oh, like, I, here I am. No, I never imagined that. And I never imagined being sitting in front of the greatest woman of all times that I could ever ask for to be enjoying my Friday nights with, or just having her there to be able to ask her what I should do, or having her there telling me, like, just good advice. She's and then also just being the loving woman that she is. And of course, and I've got, two farmers that are hilarious because one is a farmer. They're both manufacturers, but I'd say one's a farmer, one's a chef. So I'm like watching the two and completely different settings, different, like, it's observation. And to me, I feel so blessed because I love to observe all of these interesting facts that are really people don't give out so easily. They definitely don't put it on social media because they're not used to social media. So, and that's another great thing that I've enjoyed is sharing their stories on social media too. So
Yeah,
it's been a
definitely.
blessing. It's totally like I can't believe this is happening. I'm
And I
so
mean, the Fuentes, they've been on social media, but you help them be on the forefront, the cutting edge. You
Uh,
know, it,
I don't want to take all the credit. I'm not taking the credit, but I'm just
well,
gonna
I'm
say
saying
that.
you're part of the reason why they've gotten out there more. So they're more interactive than they have
Well,
in
if
past.
it's
They've
for the
always been interactive, but
definitely
you've
the
gotten them out
Fuente,
there.
yeah, the Fuente Friday show would definitely. It's I never thought it would turn into what it's like, and it's not just us. It's not just Cynthia and Carlito that enjoy being there on with you guys. It's literally like I have people like, I can't wait till Friday. I can't wait till Friday. Like, I'm so excited about Friday. I can't wait to see you on Friday. Like, I swear to God, my Friday is almost ruined if I actually enjoy being, you know, with myself, but I don't. I mean, I do. I can
Yeah,
talk myself crazy. You know what I mean? It's like, I know that people get tired of me hearing me talk. You don't think? I mean, I'm stuck with me all the time. But it's
definitely.
just awesome to see the excitement and to see the love and the just, I mean, oh my gosh, I really get sick of the post office, but it that seeing those pictures, those mail bombs, people like, oh my God, you just made my day. You, I'm total sucker for all of it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So there's nothing better than to watch all these people get things that they can't have normally. That's why sharing my lineup of cigars is so fabulous. Like, and that's why I guess I don't smoking a whole cigar is I I don't need to do that. I don't that's not how I perceive the value in it. My value, the luxury that I feel when I'm smoking a nice cigar is, first of all, it is a nice cigar. Flat out, it's gonna burn well, it's gonna be, tasty, I'm gonna enjoy it. But more and more and more and more importantly is my time and how it's spent. And if I don't have 2 hours to smoke the God's Whisper 20th Blue Anniversary, which I smoked yesterday, and I didn't finish it. Let me see. Not quite. Nope, I finished almost all of it, but I didn't finish it because I went to bed. Like, I'm sorry, but this is where, like, cigars can't be measured to a certain. I don't want to be restricted that I have to pick, because cigars are also built on their size is for the flavor. So I enjoy the. All right, let me show you one second. All right, go ahead. Get mad. I don't care. This is great.
Oh, I'm not going
This
to be the one that gets mad. We've
I
had
know.
private discussions, and it's publicly known that I give you shit. It's and we're going to talk about that more. But
I know. I love it. This is what I love. Okay, so this blend, and this is a God's Whisper size. All right, this is about. I smoked definitely more than half of it. All right, this
yeah,
is a great.
and see, I think people would be able to live with smoking that much because that's a little bit more
Hey,
bearable. And what people get upset about is, it's just smoking like a
now
quarter of it, not even half of it, and that's the big
okay,
issue.
I'm glad that the amount of frustration is measured on the amount of cigar smoke. This is great measurements, guys. Let's just do our metrics based on your feelings. Okay. All right, here's my point. This is a Lancero, okay? This size is a lot easier to smoke in a lot less of time. I will pick this up a lot of times because I can smoke it a lot quicker. This obviously didn't go so quick, but it doesn't taste nearly as good as this thing because the blend is so tasty. I freaking love it. And you're going to get more of the blend than the wrapper. So they're completely different based on their size. If I don't have time to smoke this and I want this, do you think I care? No.
So the one on the left, the one on the right's the one on the left is the smaller size, right?
This is the Lancero size.
Yeah, and yeah, Lanceros tend to take quite a bit of time. So, and what's
No,
the
they
other
don't.
one size?
No, 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 no. And my Lancero experience does not take nearly as much as this thing does, because this is a lot more. This is a much. Okay, here you go. See, this is going to burn quicker, and you're going to get more taste, more wrapper, in my opinion.
Well, with the Lancero, you're gonna get more wrapper than binder and filler, so that's the whole point. Like because you're gonna get more wrapper on the Lancero, so you're gonna get more flavor than another like a bigger, slightly bigger size.
So why should I always smoke this if I love this flavor and I don't have the time to smoke it? Why? I love this flavor.
Well,
And
how about I think people
do you
wouldn't
save your
be as
cigars?
upset. I don't tend like if I'm gonna smoke a cigar, I smoke when I have time, and I think that's what most people do. So like that's
My
like the general
experience,
consensus of it, though. That's the general
oh, they only
consensus.
smoke when they have that amount of
You,
time.
you smoke the size that you have time for. So like
But
if
that is a but okay. That that thought process is based on a completely different scale. Do you understand? When you're looking at flavor and the taste of a fine cigar, I'm talking about not my time. I don't want to measure it on my time. I want to taste the cigar for what it tastes like. An Eye of the Shark is an incredible cigar. It has a ton of tobacco in it. I would rather smoke that and smoke half of it than go pick up a small Don Carlos that I'm just like, I don't want that right now. I just want that.
and so
And
you could find like a smaller ring gauge, like like a petite Corona with really good flavor as well. So when you're
yep,
limited on time, then you could pick that up that you enjoy
yeah.
just as much as
But
a
if I don't
bigger
have it in my box,
size.
if it's not in my box, then it's not in my box.
Well, that's why you
If
got to
I'm
prepare accordingly. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god, this is too much. That's no, that's definitely not
But I
me. I
mean, that
Luxury is luxury.
the criticisms out there. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. Just we've talked about the thoughts and everything behind it. So I mean, like, what else you got coming up that you're able to talk about? We've talked about the Great Smoke. We
Talk about
talked
everything.
about the controversy. We talked about the controversies, whatever.
I love it. Well, I'm not a big controversy person, but there are people who run their entire Instagram and actually a lot of their Facebook lives based on controversy. I think that's how they make their voice is by being controversial so that it can get more, I
Yeah,
guess,
and
good
see,
PR, bad PR.
I'm not a. I mean, I'm not opposed to controversy, as you know, but at the same time, I'm not gonna like create it for the sake of it.
I agree. That's what
For the
I'm
sake
saying.
of controversy. Like I won't necessarily steer away, but I've also learned, my lessons on certain things to not post about, just talk about with friends, smoking
Yes.
cigars. It just doesn't need to be in social media because Shirtless Mike is not just a person; it's a brand, and that could negatively affect me. But other controversial things like we've already
Well, you
talked
don't want to
about
get caught up with it.
in the real interview, the first interview that we did or whatever, that was highly controversial. Like people
Was it?
come up, we pulled out all those partially smoked cigars. That was very controversial.
That is so not controversial in my head. I hear it.
It
I
just
hear
is,
people.
but it's cool
It's
that we're having the discussion so people can see your heart on it, and whether or not they agree, that's on them. You know what I'm
I
saying?
can't
Like,
even read the comments because I'm actually from my iPad. So are they talking bad now?
no, that we got like three comments, but we've been having like up to 20 viewers at once. We've got like 12 viewers that I see,
No,
so there's not a whole lot of comments going on, but that's cool. People are definitely watching, but
they'll watch
um,
it later, dude. But it's really, I'm really okay with it. If anything, please keep commenting, keep having your opinion. I love people who have an opinion. I love people who stand up on the soapbox. I love people who stand up for themselves. I love people who just believe in what they believe in and they just tell it like it is. I would rather have that person in front of me instead of a moodle, which I do love a moodle, but mine's got Chihuahua, so he's a Malchi poo. but but I'm telling you, like I would so prefer to be friends with that person and talk with that person than I would somebody who's just like, I don't know, can't even have a debate with me.
exactly, and you already know my aim is not to debate. I just tell it like it is, and
Yeah, that's the wrong word, but
and all that,
I
but
like. I don't want to call it I know this is probably taboo, but like what is it called? Brain sex. I like, and if you have some kind of opinion, more than likely that's going to be a little bit better than normal conversation.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, obviously you can't change people's opinions. People are gonna feel how they feel about whatever action,
It's
and
all about
and
how you
and,
feel.
and who's to say that your opinion won't change in the future as because what people got to realize is you basically jumped in. You started working at a cigar shop and started with the social media thing. And you didn't
I
get
didn't
the
jump in.
time to.
I got dragged. Okay, first of all, let's get the
You
jump
got
in part.
dragged in.
I didn't get jumped in. I didn't jump in.
You just jumped right in.
I didn't get dragged in. I wouldn't say either or. First of all, I'd started on social media. That's just a start. And then second of all, I got pulled into the greatest show that's ever existed. Hello, the
Well,
Professor
I mean,
Show.
we're talking before that. So, like, you didn't have that
What?
time, before when you first became a cigar smoker, not in the public eye, to marinate, like a lot of people do, and to gain that. So you're learning as you go. So people got to understand that,
Yeah.
and luckily you are around the right people. You know what I'm saying? You're on the Meet the Professor
Oh
show.
my
You are,
gosh.
and you know this by now. You're among legends that, a legacy brand.
The amount of information that I take in, I say on a daily even because I have questions all the time and I ask them and I that's where I get my answers. But I just don't regurgitate that immediately on you guys. Like I'm not going to. I'm
Yeah, and that
I'm
was my point.
literally yeah,
You're
just a
around
person.
you're around the right. You're learning as you go, and a year or two from now, you will not be in the same place that you are right now, and you've
I
already
hope not.
shown progress, and so that's what people got to realize with that. And so it is what it
And
is.
guess what?
And you already know I'm behind you 100%.
I love you. I appreciate it. But let's just have some fun. Oh my god, and smoke excellent cigars. Oh, and by the
That's what
way,
it's
if
all about, right?
that's what I'm screaming. It's about the moment, the experience, the life, the love, the people, the smiles. I mean, I'll never forget the one experience that changed my life forever. Really taught me that this could happen was I was working for a restaurant. It was a five-star restaurant, and I was in my like 26, 27, and I'm just like, 2008 had happened, like all that shit just happened. So we're like trying to do whatever and figure out whatever, and I'm like, okay, I think that these people like me, but I don't want to talk too much because women don't talk too much. You're much prettier when you keep your mouth shut. I'm a Southern girl. That's what I was taught. So obviously, I didn't follow the rules very well. But but I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this man, and he's coming here every single day to this restaurant, and he's always being in a wheelchair and he's being pushed by his caretaker. You can tell because I'm just because she's dressed in you know my whatever nurse care. Anyways, so but she's a very lovely lady. We talk to her. She acts like his friend almost, but he never smiles. Never smiles. So finally, he's staring at me cleaning this table. I get stared at a lot. I'm not saying that as a thing, but it's happened my entire life. My mother used to even I remember her jerking me away all the time because she's like, oh, they're like staring at you like when I was a kid, so it was crazy. But then this guy stared at me and I'm like, screw this. Okay. I'm tired of being stared at and I'm just like, I'm gonna smile at you because you're staring at me. I'm just like, eh. I swear I think I smiled a good 5 minutes. Like just like right in front of his face, like so awkwardly that I just didn't know what else to do. But I'm like, what? You're gonna smile. You're gonna I swear it took about maybe 6 minutes and the man finally like smiled and I like about walked out of that job that day. I was like, bam, this is the word. Like I just felt like it was like I made him smile. I sit here and watch this completely unhappy. I mean, you could see it, and who wouldn't be unhappy in a wheelchair coming into a restaurant every single day with your caretaker? I kind of would be unhappy too. But if But if somebody smiles, it may take a minute, but it worked. So
That's
I'm
cool.
just gonna keep. Yeah, it was super cool. I've had some horrible experiences. Life has never been easy, but man, I've gained experiences that have given me humility and lessons and fucking heart and just guts, I guess too. I love it. I love the whole experience of life.
That's it. I mean, all you could do is live and learn and make your life better. Doesn't matter where you came from,
Right.
and it's all that matters is where you're going. So
But make sure that you're smoking excellent cigars in the
okay,
meantime.
and we're at the like 31-minute mark. You said you wanted to keep it kind of short, but we won't be out here too much longer. But here's my challenge for you because I know we're live and all that. Smoke that. You don't have to smoke it like to the nub. I'm not saying that, but I want you to smoke that cigar at least to where you smoke the other cigar. Take the
Where is
band
it?
off when it gets to the band and smoke it just like a little past where the band is. And that's my
Hey,
challenge to you when we're off
I
of here. I know
I
it's
got it.
late.
I got a bigger challenge for you. And yes, it's late. I'm not gonna suck this down tonight. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. But I have a bigger challenge for you. Okay, Saturday, February 20th, the Great Smoke. Oh, I got a piece of pepper in my mouth. if you okay, it's all based on how many cigars I smoke. I have to pass. So there is this bet going on how many cigars I smoke that day. Every cigar that I smoke, the more cigars that I smoke, the more money that is donated to Cigars for Warriors. Warriors, is it Cigars for Warriors? Cigars for
Yeah,
Warriors.
cigars for warriors.
Yes. So the more cigars that I smoke, the more money that is donated. And I have to go past the band,
Okay, that's
right?
I'm glad that you're doing that because it's
Yeah.
good practice.
That's what I thought. Let me just go ahead and kill myself quicker, guys.
So when I'm down there, what I'll do
That was a
is
total joke, right?
I will talk about I'll go live while I'm down there. I'll be at the watch party and I'll be like, hey, this is what's going on.
But
You
wait, am
know,
I gonna be at that watch party or I'm not? Or
no,
like,
no, you are a host. You will be at the location where you're broadcasting from. You won't be. The after parties in Boynton Beach at the
uh,
Smoke Inn location.
sounds so
So
serious. Why
you will
so
be on
serious?
you will be on camera all day or whatever they have you on for different segments. So I don't know what the breakdown is, so I can't speak on it. And I know you don't really know quite yet, but you know,
Nope. I just know that I have to be there at a certain time to be able to get included, or I don't get my makeup.
yeah. So don't be
If
late.
they,
This is a public
if
challenge.
it's,
Don't be late.
oh, I know, but it's actually kind of good that I never do my makeup because then you guys won't be disappointed at all if you don't see me without any makeup. Is that bad? That's like smoking the cigars.
No,
Goodness,
like
I'm
it's gonna be a profession. Like that's the thing. You are going to be at a professional. Like it's gonna be a professional TV show, not like this. So I mean that is pretty cool. You get your makeup. Even Abe's got to wear makeup because everybody that's on camera, for a professional
no.
show, they got to wear makeup. It's just a Hollywood thing. So,
Well, let me
uh,
tell you, that's not the first person that actually told me today to wear makeup. It was I met with another agent who is well into Hollywood, and he was like, actually, he's going to come on my show tomorrow too. I believe that was the other one at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Was that? No, you're at
so
11 a.m. This is going to be great. My
yeah.
whole day tomorrow is like filled
So
up with
you're
shows.
just going live. You're just going live. You don't even have one show. You just go live.
That's it. That's what I have to do because my goal is different. Yes, going live has its benefits in lots of ways, but I think going live with people is fantastic. And really, this is what I do. So like, this is what they want me to do. So I do this. I do what they tell me to do. Sometimes it looks awkward, but it gets done.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm definitely excited about the Great Smoke for
I am
sure.
too. I'm
The
so
after
excited.
parties at the Smoke Inn at Boynton, that's where everybody's going to congregate to after. So,
Is that
I
Saturday night?
yeah,
What
so
time
it's
does it
like
end?
8 o'clock, and then so the after parties, you go over. I think it's the Irish Club or something like that, and everybody, those people will come over to Smoking and Boynton, who was a part of the broadcast. You know,
I need a bodyguard to come with me so that he can like tell me just where you're gonna be here, gonna be there,
you need
gonna
a
go here.
bodyguard. Hey,
I
don't
mean,
worry, Team Shirtless Mike will watch you back. I won't be a bodyguard, but I can look
as
out.
long as you could be my Google Calendar, that'd be great. Can you do that? Can you just be like, here, this hour, you gotta go here?
No, that's
I'm kidding. Come
I'll
on.
just keep a lookout, make sure no one messes with you.
Why so serious? Nobody's gonna mess with little old me. I mean, I don't know. Not with Abe
Never know.
around. Come on. Honest Abe. You kidding?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you pretty much got enough people there that'll watch you back. So
Okay, enough people. So let's talk about who all is going to be there and why everybody should tune in, because you can't see this anywhere else. Nobody could make this up except for Abe, right? I mean, come on.
exactly. I mean,
This is
he's
going to
pretty
be
much a
insane.
pioneer.
Yes. So you guys, I know there's probably only 12 people watching, but you really got to like tell your friends, share it, tell it,
Oh,
make them watch it.
this will be up. Yeah, people, in the morning time, those numbers for this broadcast will skyrocket.
We're not going to know really how many people are going to be viewed on the show because there's going to be watch parties. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's gonna,
but the thing about it is like it's gonna be broadcast on YouTube and Facebook and all that. So like, there's gonna be a lot of people. They have a large following, so it's
yeah.
gonna be so they're just gonna broadcast it to Facebook and YouTube, and
We have
so
to
it's gonna
get
be
them.
it will be archived. It's gonna be on all the Smoke In related social media
All right, but
pages.
they need to comment on the live feed each individually. So that means that you
Oh
guys
yeah,
are all
there
going
will
to
be
have to get
there
on
will be
Facebook.
plenty of that. Yeah, there will be
All right.
plenty of that. So I'll be leaving comments at the watch party. I'll have it
But
muted on
how
my
can I
phone.
incentivize them to comment on art? Like, I'm saying, okay.
There's
Listen,
nothing to incentivize. They will come. Oh, are talking about tonight?
no, not tonight. I'm saying like we need to ask more engaging questions, I suppose. But like, I'm just saying like on during that day, whenever they're there, let's say that they're at a watch party and they have their phone, they know that they can go and actually comment individually and instead of yelling at the TV, because people do that. Haven't you
Yeah,
watched the
and
NFL?
and they will be like the people at the watch parties. They'll be on their phone. Trust me, there'll be comments out the ass.
Yay. Okay, good. Everybody, please tell all your people to comment. Go on their phone and comment while
I
they're watching
mean,
the
I
watch
mean,
party.
you'll be too busy actually being a part of the broadcast, so you won't be on
Yeah.
your phone like that or whatever. You'll be there, but after the fact, you'll be able to rewatch it and all that. So that's awesome.
I'm excited. It's going to be a blast. I hope that everybody definitely just at least tunes in and, learn something that you're able to take with you into the following year. That's going to be a whole new experience. Who knows what's going to happen the next
Yeah,
year?
and then whenever they have the in person Great Smoke, they're it's not obviously they have the host because it's like a digital thing, but like the in person Great Smokes are always phenomenal. Like you have to go around. There's no party in a bar. You have to go around. You have to get a bag. They give you a bag normally, and then you go around to each manufacturer. You give them your ticket and whatever, and they hand you a cigar when you give them a ticket, and you collect over 40 cigars.
Yeah, the
Um,
big bag of cigars. Well, you're still getting cigars, aren't you, in the package that if they bought the
Yeah,
package?
but since it's like a digital thing, they're sending everything. And actually they're giving you more
Yeah, it's
because
a better
normally
deal.
they don't include like the swag. You have to buy that separately, but since it's digital, they just they include it in the price, and you're getting a lot more. Like actually, my first year. Hold on one second. My first year that I went to the Great Smoke, I
Ah,
got I got that.
I like it. Very nice.
So they'll do that sometimes, but they almost always give you like a bag, and then they have like all the sponsor stuff. Whoever sponsored the Great Smoke, and uh
This
you
is
know
definitely a much cheaper, or a merely a cost-effective way for everybody to attend because you don't have to pay for the hotel, you don't have to pay for the air flights, you don't have to pay for anything. Well,
Yeah.
except for the package, I guess, to get those
La-
tickets, and
la-
that's
yeah. Yeah, you just the ticket price normally is like $150, and that they have like a whiskey or like alcohol station where you can try different samples of rums, bourbons, all that, whatever
awesome.
type of spirits they have, and then they got food set up as well, so you can get food as much as you want. It's all you can eat, and then normally what I would do is I walk in and I'll get in line because the line's kind of long, and then I'll see people as I go, collect all my cigars, and then afterwards I just kind of like walk around and I see people that I know. Last year was my actual birthday; it fell on my actual birthday.
Oh,
So
that's
there's
cool.
people coming up to me. They're like, "Happy birthday, shirtless Mike!" And a lot of them I knew because I interact with a lot of them online.
Yeah,
But then there
that's
were some
cool
people
though.
I've never seen a day in my life that follow what I do, or I might not have recognized them, and people were saying like "Happy birthday" to me and all that, and
That's
it
really
was it was
cool.
crazy.
It is
And
crazy, but
I
it's
also
super
got there
cool.
early. Some friends of mine they were tailgating, and so I got there like at 10:30 in the morning. The doors didn't open up to get into like 1 o'clock, so I got my lanyard and everything once I was able to do that, and then everybody just kind of congregates outside until they let the VIP people in first, and then a little while later, then they let the regular admission in, and they got live entertainment. So I mean, this year is going to be a whole different ball game, um,
I
and
can't
I'm really
believe it.
excited. It's like the
It's so
first of its
cool.
kind because other people have done live events, but this is the first live event with like a professional,
Yeah. Like this
people
is
who have done the Golden Globes and the original Kings of
yes
Comedy, stuff like that. So it's
from
it's a, it's
Atlanta,
it's on a
aren't
it's
they?
a whole other level because the
Oh,
in person event's only a 4 hour event, and then they have like events leading up to the Great Smokes.
oh.
And normally they'll start it on Thursday. They'll have like a party at one of the shops. Friday they'll have like last year Rocky Patel came to Boynton. Um,
He'll be
then
there this
then
year.
and then yeah, just like this year. And then normally they would have the Friday night, they would have the Red Meat Lovers Club dinner with a really long table, and everybody, it's all you can eat and everything. So
I
that's how it
love
normally is,
the
whenever it's
menu.
in person.
Oh my god.
And then Saturday, of course, they got the Great Smoke, and normally they usually will have an after party at the Spearmint Rhino, which is a strip club, or they'll have another after party at the West
What?
Palm store. So they'll
What?
have a couple different after parties when it's in person because there's a whole lot more people in town that traveled. But this year it's going to be more local people, a few people traveling, but you know they're just doing one after party where the fights will be showing this year. So I mean, when I tell you, you'll have to experience the in person event when things get back to normal fully.
Yeah. Well, my of course, my whole experience is not fully. I mean, I've been here a little bit, but it's not like anything has been normal since I've. Well, maybe in 2019, but that was a while ago. So,
Yeah.
no, of course, but still, I don't care. I'm super stoked. This is gonna be fabulous with all the people that are gonna be there, and I mean, half the people I've never ever met, half the people that I sit on shows with, I've never met. Like, actually, I would say 80, 70, like 85, 90% of them I've never met.
But I mean, you've met Carlito in person before.
Absolutely not.
You haven't met Carlito in person?
Nope, never. Isn't that
Oh man.
crazy? Isn't that
I,
funny?
but that's the thing, I mean, me and you have met in person, which like one time and all that.
Randomly, I didn't plan that.
No, it
All
wasn't
I'm
random. I knew you were gonna be there, but I was my
I am
friend
very
Kevin
good
Pero.
at I've been like I said, I've done the social media. I've realized for a long, long time how valuable social media is and who you can meet across the world and the states. And that's probably what gave me a lot of my access, I suppose. But um, yeah, you never know who you're. You know who else I talked to online? You know the person that I met this year who I thought was like, holy crap, am I sitting here having a conversation with this guy? Was um Mark Zuckerberg's father.
Yeah, you told me about that.
I'm like, Hey. He's like asking me how to cut a cigar.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. Like, you met Mark Zuckerberg's father, which we're not
He's
going
a
to talk too much
dentist.
about that because we're on his son's platform, and he might
Well,
throw me in Facebook jail.
no, they're great people, I think. I mean, they're nice. They're very cool, down to earth. They play golf and do normal things. But
Yeah, I'm just talking about like the whole, the managerial aspect of Facebook and all that, which I'm not going to say too much about because I don't want to bring politics into the discussion or anything. But
no,
I'm just
and
trying. I'm just trying not to end up in Facebook
and
jail.
his father is a dentist, so he probably doesn't have much say so in the media. But but I'm just it's that's how 6 degrees works. Like literally, you don't really know. And I think that's probably one of the coolest things about living in Naples, Florida, is that you really have no clue who you're sitting next to. Like it's Fred Smith. You know who Fred Smith is?
Mm-mm.
Fred Smith Fred Smith owns, created, started FedEx. He literally, I mean, I waited on. He's okay. So he's from Memphis, and he lives in Memphis, and I knew, you know, kids that live in the neighborhood. So we knew of him, and then of course he would come into the restaurant, and I would serve him, and he was nice, he's sweet. But then you come down to Florida, and he'll be sitting in a pair of khakis and I don't know, a t-shirt with a hole in it, and you're like chilling, sitting at the bar, blah blah blah, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, my blah blah blah," and you're like, "What do you do?" He's like, "I own FedEx."
Interesting. I mean, that's pretty
Well,
cool though.
well, I mean, that's the same thing with Rocky Patel. Like one day I had a meeting with him, and there's this guy that walks up, and he had a cigar in his hand. It was so funny. This guy was like, and we're like, oh, and Rocky is not a show off. He doesn't introduce himself like that at all. He's totally extremely humble, very much just a normal guy. And so it's just so funny because the guy's like, oh, well, I have, I was about to go smoke a cigar, and he's like, oh, what kind of cigar is that? And he's, like Rocky's just like, what kind of cigar is it? Like asking him like questions. It's so funny because the guy's like, oh yeah, I heard there was this place called Burn, and then Rocky's like, I'm yes, that's me. I'm Rocky Patel. But it's really
I've
humbling.
had an I've had an experience before where I was in the Seattle area, outside of Seattle, and there's a guy who he's a part of some cigar groups I'm a part of, and I had been to that shop before. You can't smoke inside within around the Seattle area, so they got like a nice outdoor patio and everything.
Yeah.
And I was talking, and I don't. People know who I am. They know who I am. I'm a humble person too, and I was talking and kind of mentioning like about social media and this and that, and he's like, "Hey, you're shirtless, Mike."
It's great. I mean, it's
I love
it's
it.
not yeah, I mean, it's great that they know you, but I think it's more great that you get to meet so many new people. It's the ending part. It's the results that, people see you online. The other day the guy walks in and he's like, I'm walking in to Vicente of London. Okay, there's a shameless plug. Vicente of London is fantastic, and I'm there every weekday, streaming to you live from IG. So please follow me, okay? All right. But anyways, we're like, I'm walking in like with my stuff, and then he like walks in at the same time, and I mean, we're like all of a sudden we're like this close. And I'm like, sorry, excuse me, sorry, and then he's like, I know you. He's like, you throw the you throw the ball to your dog, don't you? He's like, I follow you. He goes, I don't really know you that well, but you're pretty entertaining. I was like, thanks. Okay, I'll take it. I was like, that's all I was looking for. That's a great compliment. That one, oh, and I told you my other favorite compliment was, I've never ever heard this ever. I've never heard this before in my entire life. I've gotten a lot of compliments. So in my opinion, my life, I'm like, Melanie, if somebody's telling you something multiple times, just believe it. Stop arguing with them and understand that you need to take a compliment. Like this is being humble as well. But I this one hit all of I was just like, this totally blew everything out of the water. Every other compliment I've ever received, the best one was, you are a breath of fresh air. I got it right. I was like, oh, This is
Unlike when you told me off the stream, that was funny. A fresher breath air.
a fresh breath there. I always get my words confused. Like I can't get this right. I am not good with phrases or acronyms. I'd like no.
Okay,
But
here's what on the acronym. What does PSSITA mean?
puff some smoke for me. Or, I don't know. I know that doesn't make sense.
You were close. It's put some smoke in the air.
That's what I knew it was something. I feel like it was like it's always
What?
saying something for me. It's like I can't do it, so put some smoke in the air for me or something like that. I don't know.
No, it's just put some smoke in the air. Now, what's SOTL stand for? This is easy.
Yeah, it's just a little leaf.
Yeah, my first tattoo right here, it says BOTO, and it has a cigar and an ashtray. That was my very first tattoo.
Nice. I will never get a tattoo. I'm too
It's
afraid
not
of
that
needles.
it's not that bad.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
I
And
have a
I
pretty high
don't like
pain tolerance, and I also donate plasma every week, twice a week, and so no, so whenever people see my arms, you can't see it. Well, you probably can't see it, but like it kind of looks like there's like a mark, because obviously they have to put the needle there or whatever, and I have to explain to people I'm not a junkie. I just donate plasma
Oh my god.
because I have like a skin. But every time that they donate, they want to make sure, because you have to do a physical and
They
everything,
don't
and
know you
before
yet?
yeah, they do, but um before you donate every time, you have to get your vital signs, make sure your protein levels are good, and make sure your iron levels good. Because otherwise, they can't. You have to make sure everything, the precautions are taken care of. But they
Yeah.
also have to check your arms just to make sure you're not an IV needle user or whatever. But I mean, it's a good way to make some extra money. That's one of my side hustles. So, if you don't donate plasma, consider it. Like at the place where I go, like the first donation of the week's like $35, and then um, I got like 70 the last time on Sunday, and then so I'm gonna donate Wednesday, so that'll be a $35, and then I, my days are changing because I usually do Tuesday. Like I keep changing my days, but
Does this
you
affect
know,
your health?
not really. As long as you're like pretty much healthy, it's fine. Like, and if I feel sick, like I had a cough for a while, and so I took a week off or whatever, and my cough's pretty much gone now. So it's small. Like I can cough. I just made myself cough, but I'm not coughing for no reason anymore. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just hope that first of all, you always do put yourself first and not just
oh,
for the
of
cash.
course.
But yeah,
Oh, of
but
course. No, and
but that's
they give
great if
you
you're
they
donating
give you your red
plasma to.
blood cells back. Yeah, they give you red blood cells back. So it's not like I'm donating blood and losing blood or anything. Like
I
they give me the
donated
red
blood.
blood. Yeah, they give me my red blood cells back, and then they just separate the plasma from your red blood, and they give it back to you. And at the end, you get what you call it?
A cookie?
No, not a
Damn,
cookie.
God, that was funny.
Oh, saline, because it helps. It helps like restore. It basically makes sure you're hydrated and everything and all that. So at the end, after your last return, then you have to they basically saline goes into you, and that helps. I kind of get cold, but
Yeah, I can understand how that would make you feel cold, but that's cool. So
because it's like room
you're
temperature, so room temperature things going into your body, and like you just start getting cold. But
God,
it
and you
doesn't
just
last. It
won.
doesn't last that long. I do it all the time. I used to like come in there bundled up, but now I don't even do that.
I gave blood once at during a working day. So I was like, okay, there's a blood bank here. They're asking for us to give blood. Okay. So I give blood, but I should not give blood. I think I'm just too small to give blood. I don't know, but it was
You might
bad.
be anemic.
Anemic. I don't think I'm anemic. I've been checked. I mean,
or
I
or
got
you might have iron level issues, normally that
well,
type
this
of
was
stuff.
years ago, but maybe back then. But I've I've gone on. This was more than this is before my health journey. So like I don't really know what the difference is, but I'm not giving blood again because I don't like needles and I just didn't like the way this experience was. But literally I gave the blood and then I go back into work and I'm like, I'm not feeling well. And I'm thinking that I should eat something. And my at the time mother-in-law, but now the ex-mother-in-law, still a great person. I was working for her. I mean, like in this company, so it was great. But she was like, "Well, let's go to lunch," and I'm like, "Okay, let's go to lunch." And so we go to lunch. We go to TGI Fridays. I love that place. It was like down the street from us. And I swear, we're sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't. I feel kind of. I feel weak. I feel weak. I feel weak. You know, everybody kind of knew I feel weak. And so then the food, we ordered food, but the food came out. As soon as the food comes out, I smell it, and I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm done. I gotta go. So I like get up really quickly, which is stupid, and I like start walking, and I made it to. So we were like in the bar area, and then I made it to the actual like post stand. You know, so this was like in the middle. So on this side was the bar. On this side was like massive amount of people eating at tables, normal people.
Yeah.
I like I go and I just hang on to the wall. I'm just like hanging onto the wall like as hard as I can, and then everything went pink, and I don't even know what happened after that. But they were just like, "Oh my god!" The host apparently was a guy who caught me. Thank God. And so I have to keep it down. And so we will, but it was hilarious, and then that was the end of it. So, anyways, it was crazy. But I gotta go.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate every single person for tuning in and all that throughout this whole stream. Everybody that's watching in the morning, I appreciate you too. It was good chatting it up and just herfing it up. So, yeah, that challenge, I'm definitely looking
Impromptu.
forward. Yeah, this is all impromptu. But the challenge you were talking about for donations for cigars for warriors, that's definitely good because that will have you smoking past the band, and then maybe people won't give you as much shit.
You know what? I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the Warriors. So if you guys want me to see me smoke more cigar, not more cigars, but more cigar of the cigars, then I will for those people. Okay, but give me a good reason, and then we'll work on it.
And then
But
hey,
I'm
it
gonna
will
bait.
become a habit.
I'm what? We don't have habits. We have
It will
hobbies.
it
What's
will it
wrong
will, it
with
will
you?
become no, it will become a habit smoking past the band and
No,
actually
hobby,
finishing a
not
cigar.
a habit. A
No, I'm
hobby.
saying that the practice of smoking the cigar past the point
I
that you
know what you're
normally
saying.
do
I'm
will
making fun
become the
of.
habit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you go. I have to get out of here now. So I
All
can go
right,
now.
y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Melanie, thanks. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you on the Great Smoke after, because I'll be there all day,
Tomorrow at 11 a.m. You're
and
gonna see me.
and tomorrow at 11 too. Yeah,
Don't
I'm
forget.
talking
All
about
right.
I'm talking about in person. I'll be there.
But please, you guys, please join us tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the at Little Cisco Kid 21 on IGTV. You'll be entertained. Okay.
For sure. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Bye.